Hey guys, welcome back to another Calibria video. We finally got my Yuki, and I have to say guys, I've been playing around with her. There's no limits. There is no limits to what you can do with this character. Now, we know we can't use her on the PvP side. We can only use her on the PvE side, but Swiss Army knife guys, Swiss Army knife. I mean, she can do anything that you need her to do. All you have to do is be a little creative, mix and match some stuff, and she's gonna work for you. Alright, so back to the skill list just real quick. I did talk about a lot of these skills in my last video of Calibria, but I want to talk through it just real quick because I do have it on Google Docs for you guys. I have shared it with you guys, and I will put a link at the bottom of this video. That way you can take a look, see what you think. If there's any skills that you think maybe I don't have on here that might be helpful, let me know and I'll go ahead and add it. I tried to go through the ones that, really stuck out to me, just as, mixing and matching different stuff. But since this is shareable, I want to kind of go over just a few things of how I use it and just the data behind this. So really, I picked out skills that were meaningful to me. I have a note here saying, all these skills are based on, you upgrading them fully. And I am reviewing just for potential errors because someone did mention the golem that I had out there for his passive. I actually didn't add up the increments correctly. I don't think there's a lot of those like that. Most of them are increasing in like turns and stuff. But if you guys notice some errors on some of these for the level ups, let me know. So here I'll show you kind of how I use it, and then you can determine if it's beneficial to you guys. So right now, for my skill 1, I use for the main thing that I use is this flame pull for the monk. It's basically, he's chaotic, and basically it's going to do attack and then AoE attack. So for my skill 2, I'm using the Phantom Dance from the Phantom Wolf. Basically, it attacks 6 times. If you kill something, it's going to attack 3 more times every time he kills anyone. So we're getting a lot of extra hits in there. So he is lawful, so keep that in mind. The first one was a 3-star chaotic. This one's a 3-star lawful. And then for my third slot here, I use the Demonic Swordsman passive here. Everyone's really familiar with this. Basically, you crit. Every time you crit, you get a chance to increase the turn meter of all your allies. And the more hits you do, the more chance you have of doing that. And he is a 4-star evil. So with that, Yuki is going to be evil whenever I mix these skill combinations together. So what's important to know is, like when you're on the Spire, sometimes, you have different needs, right? So I came across a need of, I had to have a lawful character, no one else, and I was running into an issue where they're healing a lot. So I tried to say, how can I use Yuki? How can I use Yuki in this scenario? So what I did was I first started with my slot 3 because, I am not right now where I'm at in my account. I'm not going to use a 5-star. I'm not going to use a 5-star now, so the highest I'm going to use is a 4-star. So I went ahead and looked at the slot 3s here, and I picked out Una because I have a lot of Unas, and it was a decent passive just for some standability, and I could get my Yuki to be lawful. So then I went ahead and went to my skill 1. So I already know she's going to be lawful. Now I just need to find the skills that will help me in that battle. So I went ahead and used this Fire Beetle. He is a 3-star chaotic. He doesn't even need skilled up. This is a 100% chance to do an HP regen lock. For an A1, that's a really strong skill if you need it for a utility skill. So I went ahead and did that, and then after that, I went ahead and said, okay, well I need a slot 2. So the best slot 2 that I could think of was this Spider 1-star, because when he's skilled up, he'll have a 100% chance to counterattack and put a poison on. So I have 2 passives, and I'll have the A1 that has that HP regen lock on it. So that's how I'm using this skill sheet. Hopefully this will help you guys as well, and we can kind of add on to it if people find skills that are beneficial to them. But now that I got this on Google Docs, I want to make sure and you guys understood how I was using it, and hopefully it'll be beneficial to you guys. All right, there she is. So I'll quickly talk about her stats, some of the gear that I'm currently using on her, and skills, and then we'll play around. We'll do one campaign, and then we'll play around in Vapor Dreamlands with different gear sets. We'll do different gear sets just to see how it works. and see how you can kind of use her to your benefit. If you don't have someone, maybe you can mix and match different stuff to use for her. So right now, these are her default base stats. I say default because you can change these. If you do the stat conversion, you can kind of mix and match. You know, you can sacrifice different stats for other stats. So if, for example, if you don't want, let's say, attack, or you don't want defense, you can lower your attack and get more HP. You know, generally, I think she's probably going to be really good with like high attack, especially when you talk about like world boss. I wouldn't probably use this as a priority. At least I'm not going to, because I think I want to sanctify her first. That's probably going to be like my first goal, is to get her sanctified. That way I can go ahead and boost some stats right here. And then if I need to, you know, when I have her sanctified, if I need, you know, like a hit percentage or something, you know, I just have more versatility, I think, with her, being able to sanctify first. And then after that, I can go ahead and sacrifice some of these stats here to get higher stats like attack if I want. Now, you know, you can use those to increase your skills as well. I would say for myself, that's gonna be like one of my last priorities, I think, just from some of the skills that I'm currently using. It would be nice to level them up, but I don't think I'm hurting right now. I don't think I'm really hurting, and I think I wanna see what she can do in the world boss, so I wanna crank up those stats, because on the PvE side, guys, I mean, she is just so strong, so strong. So I use Flame Pull a lot from the monk. And let's see here, I have the HP regen lock that I talked about previously, because I needed that in the Spire. And then Phantom Dance, another multi-hit, pretty good. And then I got the counterattack as well that I needed for the Spire, so I went ahead and put that on there. And then, of course, we got Demonic Swords in this passive, increased your energy. And then I got the Chase, just because I had a lot of her. And I figured, you know, I might need this for that bonus attack, possibly. I went ahead and put it on there because it is a good passive. And then I did need Elven Pack because I need her to be the lawful affinity. And then I went ahead and also got the Totem Guardian, because I think this will be another solid comp that you can utilize. And I only have one leader skill, and it was because she is evil. I wanted to crank up her crit rate to get to 100%. I think I actually changed some of her gear, so I don't really need this now, but when I first started and I was farming campaign, I kind of needed more crit for the gear that I had. When I did farm campaign, I had her in all conflict. I started out level 1 and went all the way through to level 40. She didn't have any issues with my default skills that I used with the monk, the demonic swordsman, and the Phantom Wolf. So after I went through campaign, I went ahead and put on the Berserk because I wanted to focus on the Spire and the Vapor Dreamlands. And this extra turn chance, along with the Demonic Swordsman's passive, is just kind of, it's OP, guys. It's OP. It basically makes it where PvE side of the game is going to be significantly easier for you guys, I think. You're gonna be happy. So let's see here. I did go speed, crit rate, because I was lacking on my crit rate. I want to make sure I got 100%. And then I did have hit percentage. I did just switch this because I was using that HP regen lock. I think ideally I want to do the attack percentage, which I do have. Let's go ahead and throw that back on. I just flipped out some gear just depending on what I needed for the Spire. And I want to try, along with this, we'll try this out in the Vapor Dreamlands. And then I want to try, I don't think I have any pieces, but Desperation. I need to take off some Desperation, probably from another character. But I want to try Desperation because with as many turns as Yuki takes, and with the AoEs, you know, if you don't have like a good CC'er like Medusa, I think Yuki can fill that gap really easy with Desperation gear. And just with the amount of turns that Yuki takes. We'll go ahead and I won't switch to the conflict gear because I'm lazy, but we'll go ahead and we will test out the campaign just real quick to see how it goes with this gear on. And I think I have these already, so... Okay, so she's not going to have as much attack as what I was using for when I was farming her because I threw on my Berserk set. But let's just see. We might as well throw in some food here. We don't want to be wasteful. We'll go ahead and throw these guys in. But I think it'll work okay still. Ideally, you want, you know, really high attack percentage and crit damage and stuff. But with the Berserk set, it's probably gonna work okay still, I think, but not as good. So you see there, you know, she's changing the characters based on the skills that she uses. I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, look at this turn meter increase. She almost has another turn. She just took a turn, or he. I'll just say Yuki. Yuki almost has another turn there. And it just continues. It just loops and loops and loops almost consistently. And you know, with the conflict gear and not like, you know, the rune slot 2 speed, you want attack percentage speed or attack percentage slot 2. You know, Yuki's gonna do a lot more damage there. But you see there, I mean, no problem. And I started Yuki at level 1, so we didn't have any problem leveling Yuki up. And if you want Yuki to be your farmer, it works fine. It works fine. Obviously, there's probably better heroes still out there, but this one you're guaranteed to get eventually from the world boss. Okay, so I did a little Vapor Dreamland, stopped at 35. That way we can just see how this Berserk set goes, and then we'll test the Desperation after that. But you know, I do have Elven Queen in here to help with the turn meter increase, as well as Medusa as our CC'er. So we should be good here. I kept vamping here just because I got tired of looking at what heroes had passes and what didn't. So I'm just going to try to keep vamping here as long as possible. That way, if I run into a stage that I need to block passives, he's already in there. But really, all we're looking at here is just to see how Yuki does with the Berserk set and see how much she can increase our team's energy. That's really all we're looking at here. So let's see. Now our passive doesn't have, it's not skilled up yet. So it is potentially it could not get procs because I think it's at about 70% when you don't have it skilled up. But I mean, that's okay though, because if you saw there, she took a turn and I think she ended up about 75%. See how we do in this round here. I mean, it's just she took an extra turn, but before that was like 80%. That's like 99%. She just took a turn. So I mean, you see how fast she's just taking turns. Yeah, I mean, this is going to make PvE just so much easier, I think. I mean, I'm sure there's certain stages that you might have to adjust your team a little bit, but I mean, with Yuki in here, with the Berserk set, and with some of those skills, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy just how much energy we can get from Yuki. Especially when she takes the bonus turn. That's just insane. I can't imagine when that passive's leveled up though, and you get 100%. I mean, that was 99%. She just finished the turn. At least I think it's a girl. I don't know. So we'll take the Berserk set off, I think, and just put on maybe 4 pieces of the Desperation, just to see how well Yuki does with the stuns. I don't know. I think Berserk set is probably the way to go, but it doesn't hurt to try. Alright, so we threw a Desperation set on. I mean, I don't have like insane Desperation gear, so this will whatever I have will have to work. But I managed to get 4 pieces. I couldn't get the full 6 just from the gear that I had, but yeah, we'll keep this on here. We'll keep that on there. Keep our 100%, and we will see. We kept Medusa in there. I forgot, which that's okay. We'll see the stun still. I forgot to take Medusa out because I want to see just how good we could use Yuki as a CC'er with the Desperation. But we'll get an idea just from the amount of stuns though. There's 1 stun, that's not great. Okay, stop killing. So it's done both of them there. So I think it could work pretty good, especially if, you know, you can get someone else to increase energy as well as, you know, what I have in here. Yuki can just take so many turns, I think, that the stuns might work out. Obviously, it's hard to compete with Medusa, but I think Yuki would do okay though in desperation with the right team. I think Berserk set with this is gonna make your PvE experience so much better. So anyways, hopefully that helps you guys. Let me know what you think about the skill sheet and if you have any ideas on it. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.